My
Hi,
parents
I'm
hid this
Dora.
secret
I'm
about my
gonna
body
tell
for
you
10
right now, I can't
years.
believe that
Bro, like,
something
what
this
is it gonna
happened in
be?
my
I don't know.
One day I came back to my house and saw our town priest in my house talking to my parents. They looked all
What?
very serious while they were having their conversation. After they finished, my dad went upstairs and my mom stayed with the priest in the living room. I could hear that they were talking about something. I couldn't hear everything.
what?
as
That
they
looks
were
a bit
whispering.
weird.
Then she gave the priest a handful of cash. I saw him smirking at her like a little
The
devil.
priest?
Wait,
Then he
what?
touched
They're
her
getting a bit
leg,
close,
and she
you know what I'm
hugged
saying?
him. I wanted to gag. What the actual... I eventually gave up on the eardrop.
Oh
and
my
went to
gosh,
room.
she
That
caught her
night,
mum and the
I couldn't
priest?
sleep
Is that
at
what
all.
she
I
said?
woke up the next day, unable to get my mind off what I saw. So
Oh,
I lied
no.
and told my mom that I was going to school, but I skipped school and I headed to the local church. I saw the priest
No
wandering
way.
around in the church, and after a while, he entered the confession room. I followed him, and I entered the room across from him. I began by telling him, "Bless me, Father,
Oh.
for I have sinned. It has been a while since my last confession." To which he replied, "Go on, my daughter." I then told him that last night I saw my mom sinning with a man other than my father, and that I was planning to hurt that person really badly. The priest seemed quiet for a moment,
It's
but
a
then
bit
he told me that
savage.
sometimes our loved ones make mistakes and that we shouldn't take matters into our own hands. But then I interrupted him and screamed, "Consider this a warning, you jerk." I stormed out of the room in a hurry.
She's a
Luckily,
savage.
He didn't see me.
So she just went to confront the priest that she caught with her mum? What
Yeah,
is
that's
going
not
on,
good.
man?
That's
These
not
are
good,
a lot
bro.
of secrets happening right now in this girl's life.
Passed, and I was sure that I had handled this problem and that it was done. But days later, I was shocked to see that the priest had visited our house again. This time, it was still very early in the morning, and my dad wasn't home. I sneaked into our backyard
Wait,
and tried to
what?
peek through the window where they were. I was tiptoeing, trying to see what they were doing. It was very hard to see anything, but I took a glimpse and saw them passionately kissing. Oh my God! I was so shocked that I actually fell down and made a noise. My mom came to check where the noise came from and saw me hiding there. She was so angry, and she started
She's
screaming.
angry.
Here is my
What?
troubled girl I told you about. I'm the troubled one? She's the one who was making out with a priest a moment ago. I then looked into my mother's eyes, and I called her, which made her even
Damn.
more angry. And before
That's
I knew
not-
it, I felt the priest's hand grab me, and he dragged me aggressively to the living room. He then started mumbling all these
What,
prayers in
bro?
Latin. Honestly, he sounded crazy as hell. He then splashed me with stinking water and told my mom, holy water should shoo the
Wait.
devil out of her. And then he left.
So, like, she's meant to be possessed?
Are you
does
saying-
the mum think she's possessed or something? Like, that's when you like, spray water.
Yeah, man, like the exorcism and
yeah,
stuff,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying?
What is this doing,
What's going
man?
on?
I don't
I want to
understand.
know what she
Why is
missing,
the
bro.
girl in
Like,
trouble?
I'm so
Huh?
confused.
Mom then told me that I was grounded for calling her a and I went to my room. I was planning to keep my mom's secret for the sake of her marriage, but now that she was treating me like crap about it, there was no way I'd give her a break. I had to expose them, but I couldn't just tell my father. He
No.
would never believe me. As I was in class planning my revenge, the principal announced that we will have the priest coming to our school to
No
make a
way.
speech.
Oh,
my
no.
school is religious.
This isn't gonna be
so
good.
We often have someone coming to from the church. I thought this would be my chance. What if I could make my mom come to the school, and I will get the priest, and I will make them talk? And that's when I came up with this
That
plan.
would be
Of
crazy,
course, my mom
bro.
would have
She
to
could
come
be
to school
onto
if her daughter
something.
did something bad. So, while the priest was doing his speech, I started calling him bad names and throwing paper at him, and I even made him slip and fall in
What?
front of the whole school. The principal was very mad and even wanted to expel me from school and call my mom to come and pick me up, but the priest
She's
said,
clever.
No, no need. I'm fine and no one got hurt. She didn't mean that. Ugh,
Damn.
seriously?
Nearly
I thought in my
what?
head.
He knows what's going
The principal
on.
agreed
Yeah.
And let me off with only a detention for a week. I got back home from school, and my mom said that tomorrow we will go to the church because it is my parents' anniversary.
Oh no.
Ugh, not again.
Oh no.
I was tired of seeing that ugly priest every day. We got to the church and we went inside and sat. We arrived just in time for the church service. During the prayer, I started to think that maybe I was wrong and that the whole thing was just a big misunderstanding. But when I looked up, I saw the priest winking at my mother during the service. I looked at my mom straight away and saw a nasty smile on her face. What a sneaky woman. How did my dad not notice them? Is it just
She's
me?
gotta tell them.
Like,
That's
how could it be?
crazy,
At that moment,
bro.
I couldn't control the anger in me, so I yelled in front of everyone. My mother and the priest are having an affair. Everyone looked at me with shock. My parents stood
She
up
did it like
immediately.
that, bro.
As my mom dragged me out of the church, I could hear her saying, "Sorry, everyone, my daughter didn't take her medication today." When we arrived home, Mom forced me to go to my room. I gladly did, because I didn't want to see her face. After 2 hours, I wanted to get out to get something to eat. I tried to open the door, but then I noticed that my mother had locked me inside.
What?
I started screaming.
Can't
and
do
beating at the
that. You
door.
can't just.
"I'm hungry," I yelled, but then I heard a noise coming to my room. I thought that my parents came to open my door, but then my mom started screaming in a really scary voice. She screamed and hit my door. She called me ugly names and told me that I should die. My dad was laughing loudly in the background. I was so afraid that I
What?
actually went inside my bed, hid under the sheets, and closed my ears.
I'm sorry.
Wait, so the dad's laughing now too?
The
even though she
dad's
just
in on
found
this?
out?
What is going on? Is he not
Wait.
mad?
And do we have the whole story? Like,
I
don't
think
know what's
something
going
big
on,
is
bro.
about to be revealed, bro. Surely we don't know everything right now,
I
man.
don't know how much time passed before I woke up, but when I did, I noticed that there was food left near my bed. I didn't want anything from them, but I was seriously hungry. When I took the first bite, I snapped as my mom stormed in the room. She said, "I prepared food for you so you can take your medication." In her hand, she had lots of pills that looked terrifying. "Swallow this," she said as she started
Wait
to
a
force the pills
minute.
into my mouth. I screamed that I don't want to. And I grabbed the chicken steak on my plate and I threw it in her face. So she called my dad.
Oh,
He came storming in. I can't remember what happened after they gave me the pills. I slept and woke a while after. I woke up in a strange room. I didn't know where I was. I then heard noises coming from downstairs. I knew I must run away as fast as possible. I got out of the window. I ran fast. I did not even look back. I ran.
Yeah, get
and
out
ran and
there. That's a
ran
good
until
idea.
I was
Run.
too tired to move. But then I realized that I don't know where I should go. I felt scared, betrayed, sad, and just didn't know what to do. But one for sure was that I will not be going back to my parents. I was walking in this neighborhood, and then I saw a house that looked very familiar. I remembered that my childhood friend lives here, so I decided to stay at his house. He was the only person I had left that I trust. I arrived at his place, but I couldn't knock on the door because I didn't want to wake his parents up. Knew a way to climb to his room. I climbed on this branch that was close to his window and went inside. Samuel was asleep. I
Bro,
didn't
imagine
wanna wake
waking
him
up and
so
just
I
broke
waited
into a
until
someone in
he
your house,
quietly
like,
fell
okay.
asleep. The next morning, I woke up to Samuel screaming hysterically. "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?" I said, it's me, Samuel, relax. You'll wake your parents up." But he didn't relax, and he started calling his parents nonstop. I was confused, thought he was my friend. I didn't want to get in trouble with his parents, so I jumped out of the window and ran away.
Wait, maybe is there something wrong with her?
that's
Like,
what I'm thinking, man.
I don't know.
I
bro.
think
Like,
maybe
she could have like a memory loss. I
that's
don't
what
know,
I'm
you know
saying. It's adding up
Something.
that maybe the girl here doesn't fully know what's going on, and maybe this whole time it hasn't been clear what's really happening.
I started thinking about how my problem had started, and I started making the connection. It was the priest's fault. He knew everyone in town, and they all respected him. He must have been convincing everyone that I was possessed or something, because I exposed his secret. I had to find that priest. First, I had to buy something to eat with the little money I had. I went inside a grocery store and I saw Jasper, my friend from school, working as a cashier. He saw me, yelled, "OMG, is that you, Dora?" And then he hugged me. I started crying in his arms. He was the only person who was nice to me since a long time. So I decided I was gonna tell him my big secret. I found out that my parents are not my real parents. I think they adopted or kidnapped me. They are abusing me for reasons I don't know, and I am trying to find my real parents. Jasper seemed shocked. He gave me food and told me to wait for him 1 hour until his shift is over. He promised
Well, a
me
good guy.
he will help. I waited for an hour and a half, but Jasper never showed up. I thought he bailed on me.
Maybe
When I
not.
was about to leave, I felt a hand grab me, and then Jasper said, "Let's go." I told Jasper that if anyone knew where my real parents were, it would be the priest. I don't know why I thought that, but I had a strong feeling about it. We got on the train and he sat next to me, and he hugged me the whole time. I cried as I told him about all the bad things that were happening to me lately. He dried my tears and said that he is here for me and that I shouldn't worry. I thought about kissing him at that moment, but I stopped myself. But then I looked up and he was staring into my eyes, and then he kissed me. We were interrupted when the train doors opened. He grabbed my hand tightly and led us out of the train. As we arrived at church,
What's
I told
about to
Jasper
happen,
that
bro?
we should go inside.
I'm so
There were a few people
confused.
getting ready for the service that was about to start. And when I looked around, I saw him.
It's the priest.
Priest! OMG! I found him! I told Jasper to hold my stuff while I go closer. When I was close enough, I pulled out a knife from under my jacket.
What,
With a quick
bro?
move. I hit the priest. Well, almost. Jasper's hand was holding my wrist, and then he screamed, "What are you doing?" Everything around me after that seemed blurry, and then I passed out. I woke up next to find myself in the hospital tied up. My parents came in and sat beside me. They started explaining to me that I was suffering from a disorder called schizophrenia and that I was hallucinating and imagining stuff the whole time because I wasn't taking my medication. They said that everything I told Jasper about them not being my real parents, abusing me, and the evil priest were just thoughts I created in my head, and none of it was true.
What, bro?
After hearing this, I started sobbing. Both of them hugged me while I cried and apologized for what happened. Shortly after, they left the room and told me to get some sleep and rest. I asked if they could untie me before they leave, and they happily did that for me. Of course, I was not a fool. Their people were professional liars. I just wanted to give myself some time before I planned my next escape.
What did I just
bro?
listen to, man? What is
Wait.
actually going on right now?
So
Huh?
she the evil one? Like, bro.
I don't know who is the evil one in this,
Wait,
guys. Oh my
what?
gosh. If you want us to react to the next part, everybody smash a like, subscribe so you don't miss, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Peace out.